I'm going to show you exactly how to drive 10 to 15 new clients every single month from LinkedIn if you're a B2B founder. LinkedIn is an absolute goldmine. Everybody knows this, but people think it's just AI slop or spam DMs. Yeah, that's if you're not doing it the right way. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it the right way to get sky-high responses, qualified leads, and new clients. So here we go. Let's dive in. We've got a 3-part series here. Video 1 is how to find thousands of qualified leads on LinkedIn. And video 2 is how to automate LinkedIn connection requests at scale. This topic is how to turn a DM conversation into a qualified sales call. So if you haven't watched these two yet, go and watch them. They're specifically for CPAs, accounting firm owners, and fractional CFOs, but the lessons apply to any high-ticket B2B business. Let's dive right in. So tactic 1, we have to start a conversation with somebody. So how do we get a response? That's the goal of the first message. There's so much AI spam out there. We need to cut through that noise. So what we do is we actually send 2 to 6 messages in the first contact. So this is called a threaded message. So as you can see here in this image, we've got 3 different DMs in the same outreach, right? So we also want to touch on something personal and business in this first outreach. So let's see what this looks like. Hey, Michael, randomly saw you were following. When did you start Upstack? Looks cool. One of my partners is actually based in Boca Raton. Really need to get down to visit soon, right? So this is a human can write this. AI can't write something like this. This cuts through that noise immediately. We go business right here, personal right after. That's how you get a response. Let's see another example. This is just one message here, but it still works. Hey, Ben, glad to connect. The work you guys are doing at BGC looks awesome. I'm in roofing myself, so I always have to salute great projects from others in the trades. Cute dog, right? So this is personal at the end. We complimented their dog, and we're business at the beginning. That's great. Hey, Wyatt, saw you followed. How's Evolve doing? I saw you started 2 years ago. Never been to Oklahoma before. Are there as many tornadoes as the movies make it seem? Right? Personal, business in the same outreach, 3 messages, not just one block message. That's how humans write. Gets a great response. So personal topic conversation will end quickly. Then the business conversation continues. That's why we're reaching out to begin with. But it's important that just right after the personal topic, we don't completely disregard it right away. We need to continue that topic a little bit. And then the natural conversation continues to the business. All right, tactic number 2, restrained compliment. What does this accomplish? It raises your authority, and you don't want to be overzealous when you compliment somebody. Your enthusiasm should be at about a 4 to 6 out of 10. Here's an example of a bad compliment. I absolutely love the work you did with those Google ads. That's like a 9 out of 10. This is not good. Here's a good one. Solid case study with your Google Ads client. 3.2 ROAS is pretty good for e-com Google Ads, right? Solid case study. Solid. That's not overzealous. Pretty good. That's not overzealous as well. That's a perfect outreach sentence. So let's see some of this. Hey, Hunter, been following the striping and sealing journey. 50K months in year 1 is no joke. Do you know what each job is actually netting after paint, labor, and equipment costs? Right? So this is a pretty good outreach message. 50K months in year 1 is no joke. And maybe it's about a 6 out of 10. So, but that's good. It got a response. Hey, Brad, just saw this. We should probably talk sometime soon. I'll admit my knowledge of my numbers aren't where they should be. Huge opening. This is an example of outreach for an accounting firm owner. No worries. Messages get lost in the requests a lot. Let's get some clarity for you then. Being at 600K annual revenue, it's important for sure. I have some time. Let's chat, right? So awesome conversation there. Let's go on to another one. Probably 250K annualized. Not bad for a business you're still figuring out the pricing on. Demo work at 250K usually means you're doing real volume, but the margins are something, the place depending on the job. Are you running it as an LLC or sole prop? Right? So this is just, it raises your authority. You are giving a restrained compliment. This is the great outreach. All right, let's go on to tactic number 3, pry pain points. We want to understand what is causing them pain in their business and position ourselves as the solution to it. So how we want to do this is we want to weave in questions about the prospect's business. And we want to pry their pain points while positioning yourself as the authority. Here's some more tips. Find a small pain point and just bust it wide open. Don't make the conversation robotic. A constant Q&A, nobody likes that. Respond to the personal topic first, then the business topic. I answered that a little bit like a couple minutes ago. Don't just completely disregard the personal topic, and then always try to drive social proof seamlessly in the conversation. So here are some examples of that. Saw your post on estimating. Demo work especially can swing margins fast. Are you consistently reviewing estimate versus actual after each job yet? Awesome. Sorry, Brad, just saw this. I'm still tinkering with the pricing and costs. Far too upstream to be at the quote versus actual phase yet, right? So pain point. They're too upstream to be able to do something like this. You can help them solve this, right? Or ask a question where you know you can help them solve. That's a great way to get a response. Okay, this is us. Zach is us. Jim is the lead. We work with a few trusted, decent contractors on island that have a lot of home builds and remodels to complete. So very steady and lucrative. Steady and lucrative is a great position. With that kind of reputation on the island, have you guys thought about scaling beyond the contractor referral pipeline? Usually a lot of untapped demand from homeowners searching directly for plumbers in markets like yours. Google and marketing has been a huge past disasters of ripoffs and promises ending in lawsuits and headaches every attempt 30 plus years. Talk about a massive pain point. You can't do marketing for the past 30 years and it's ended in lawsuits. Position yourself as the solution to that problem, but we wouldn't have known that if we didn't pry the pain point by asking these questions. Okay, tactic number 4, sales assets. This is really powerful. What is a sales asset? It's a PDF, Notion page, SOP template, video training, Gamma Doc, lead magnet, something that adds value. But why are we sending them a sales asset? About 10% of them are actually going to consume the asset. That's not why we're actually sending it to them. But it conveys that you're someone that's just trying to help. So it's a great way to also start or restart a conversation. So here's an example. This is me, of course. Thanks, Colin. Yeah, I'm always down to connect. And if you got any tips, I would love to hear them. Great. It'll help me if I know more. Is it just you or do you have a team behind you? What is your annual revenue and what does your ideal client look like? By the way, saw you speak Italian. Are you from there? One of my clients is from Milan, right? Business, personal, using that other strategy. And then prying pain points also. And then restarting the conversation because he didn't respond to this. Also made the Twitter growth playbook. If you want to drive leads from your personal brand, tactics work for LinkedIn too, might be valuable for you, right? We have to learn more and we don't want to assume like, yes, this is exactly what you need. Just be like, hey, yeah, this might be valuable for you. Check it out. So this is an example of combining several tactics from this video into one outreach message. Okay. Tactic 5. What do you mean phrase? By the way, this is not something I came up with myself. This is shout out to Ty Frankel. He came up with the what do you mean phrase, and I've learned a lot from him from a lot of the other stuff I've shared in this video today. So check him out. What do you mean phrase? It's basically phrase jargon that you invented that makes the prospect say, what is that? What did he just say? So I went to Dartmouth, so this is always a great connection. The college connection's huge, and I'll touch more on that at the end. Always great to be connected with another Dartmouth alum. Brilliantly wrong focuses on GDM, right? How is the pipeline density for your second year? Pipeline density. That's not something that people usually say, but you can kind of figure out what it means. But someone might say like, pipeline density, what is that? Right? So that's a what do you mean phrase. One of my clients is based in the DC area. I've been meaning to get down there for a visit. Again, personal business. This is great strategy. All right. Happy to connect, Sam. I own a roofing business myself, so blank roofing has been on my radar. How's that Florida market looking heading into hurricane season? If you guys hit your referral ceiling, we made that up. That's a what do you mean phrase. You can kind of guess what it means, but what do you mean phrase? Tactic 6, authority building observations. Build yourself up as hyper relevant and hyper valuable to the prospect. Let's see what an example of this one. Sorry, Brad, just saw this. I'm still tinkering with the pricing and costs. Far too upstream to be at the quote versus actual phase yet. We looked at this example earlier. Here's the response. No worries. Honestly, getting the pricing and cost structure right first is the best move. The estimate versus actual analysis only works if your numbers are solid to begin with. What's your annual revenue currently, right? We are just raising our authority with this message. We've seen this before. Here's some advice for what we see as best practices in your situation. And we want to be seen as the expert that we are. And an authority building observation is a way to do that. Okay, couple more, and then we'll wrap this up. Tactic number 7, social proof. Raise your level of authority by showing that you've already helped someone like them achieve their goals. Let's see this one. Hey, Justin, thanks for the follow. Checked out Ridwell. Cool idea. Thought I'd reach out because I've actually talked to some other guys in Rolling Suds not long ago, right? Social proof. I've already been talking to these guys. I've already been working with these guys. Check out what I've done for these guys, right? That's social proof. Reduces risk of working with someone if they have a track record. Thanks for connecting. Would love to learn how a fractional CFO works for a small biz. Where are you at in terms of annual revenue, right? That got a great response because we dropped Rolling Suds, who we've worked with before. Social proof. Okay. 2 more. Tactic 8 is pitching a call. How do we actually take the conversation from conversation into getting them on a live call? We have to identify a pain point. We have to frame a call around adding value. Here's how you do that. Let's get some clarity for you then. Being at 600K annual revenue, it's important for sure. I have some time on Monday and Tuesday, June 1st and 2nd, Calendly link. We're seasonal and we don't have 50K every month. I'm hoping we'll do 300K this year, right? So interesting. So what we do is we don't just drop our Calendly link and say, hey, book a call with me. A lot of people actually think that is selfish and somehow take offense to that. I'm not one of these people, but they do. So they don't want to work around your schedule is how they see it. Even though, in my opinion, it's a tool to make everyone's life more efficient and save time. Anyway, I can go off on that, but I won't. So share some time that work for you, and then say, if it's easier, feel free to book using my link. That's the best strategy for this. Let's look at another example. Jim Bates here. Zach is us. Jim is the other person. Can't blame me one bit, Jim. That's the reality of a lot of contractors, and it's the reason most of them don't trust anyone in this space. I own a roofing business myself. I've seen it from your side too. The way I see it, if a client can't walk away from an agency tomorrow with full access to everything, something is wrong. All right, Zach. Zach says again, I'd love to hop on a call with you to hear more about what has or hasn't worked for you and what a transparent digital marketing setup actually looks like. We'd love to hear some of those horror stories too. I'm sure you've got a few good ones. Jim says, a few weeks out, probably several projects in different phases of finish work, groundwork for concrete, etc. I keep really busy 6 days a week and do LinkedIn on the off day. So this is great. We want to share that we're going to add value on the call and not just try to sell them and grab their money. Then nobody wants that, right? So add value. All right. Summary of the rules here before I get into one secret at the end, secret strategy. Automate only the connection request. You do not want to automate the outreach messages you send. People can see through it a mile away, just the outreach. 2 to 6 short messages. The first DM should be short, touch on something personal and business. Personal first, always respond to the first personal topic, let it close out fairly fast, then move to business. Enthusiasm at a 4 to 6 out of 10. Find the pain point. Busted wide open after. Social proof, no robotic Q&A, and always throw rope. Always give them an opportunity and a reason to reply. That keeps the conversation going. Okay, bonus tip, the college angle. This is huge, especially if you've gone to a school where you have a powerful alumni network. I went to Dartmouth College. That is definitely one of them. So, Colin, fellow loyal alum in real estate here, would love to connect. This is not me, by the way. I'm not this Colin. Go Lions. I was at Loyola University, Maryland, so technically a Greyhound, but don't hold it against me. This is the response. Everything's blacked out here, so it's a little confusing. This is us. All good. Jesuit schools teach service before self, right? They say, true. I've carried that with me. Running the Mid-Atlantic region for PRMI, so that's about 8 states and roughly 190 employees. I feel like I'm living that day to day. So that's how you get a great response, is connect with someone you went to college with, or they went to the same school. It's a really great opportunity. Here's some more examples. As an in-mail, outbound. By the way, in-mails are insane right now. Don't write off in-mails if you think they don't work. They're like the biggest outperforming LinkedIn outreach strategy right now is an in-mail. Take advantage of them. Outbound, dead or just dead wrong? Growth problems are diagnostic failures. Go big green from a fellow alum. Graduate year 21. Colin, this is the response. Colin, I don't usually respond in mails, but I am now due to the Big Green Connection. Since that episode last fall, I've been busy developing the Apex Authority engine, right? And he pitches a call with me, right? So there's more to this in-mail. And they're like, hey, here's my booking link. Book a call with me. I'm happy to learn more about what you do and share my story as well. It's amazing. Use the school connection if you can. And ultimately, if you don't want to do this all on your own, this is what we do for a living. We've got a massive team. Not that massive. We have 9 full-time employees right now, but we have very good team at implementing this, driving several booked calls every single week from LinkedIn. We do this on X too. And website is in the link below. And also our website is founderbrands.io. So hit us up if you want some help. And if not, I hope this was helpful for you to go and implement it yourself.